Quick recap. Episode 1, we got our Dodge Magnum SXT V6 and did a freaking massive burnout to celebrate. We got the Hellcat crate engine from Dodge. We have an allowance of $10,000 to race at Motor Trend Presents Roadkill Nights powered by Dodge. In other words, I have a little bit less than a month to finish this car to go racing with a manual transmission on the streets of Detroit. With logistics and shipping parts being such a nightmare nowadays, that is already part of the big challenge. But for today's video, we make some great progress and also show you the biggest cheat code of doing your own Hellcat swap. And while waiting for parts, I also do some cosmetic stuff.
What'd you do?
Yeah, bro. And if you missed the first episode, the link is up in the right-hand corner. Now, also, this is a grudge race that's all good and fun, and if you'd like to see myself and other racers stir the pot, make sure to go ahead and follow my Instagram. Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Motor Trend Presents Roadkill Nights powered by Dodge Project. Here we have our Dodge Magnum SXT, the V6 version, and Grayson and Dustin here, the lovely mechanics here at Offline Performance, are pulling out the rear subframe. Now, why are we pulling out the rear subframe? Well, it's because we got a completely different subframe, front and back, and we're gonna show you why. Grayson, something tells me that this subframe would not be able to handle the Redeye's engine.
No, I think I'm with you on that one.
The more you know.
The more you know. Yeah, this V6 out of Town and Country, no, I don't think it can handle the power we're gonna put into it. Oh, hang on one second.
Yeah.
This is gonna...
Okay. My goodness.
I got it. Yep. All right, stop.
So Grayson, you're having a little bit of issue with the parking brake line?
Parking brake cable. Typically, if it was another automatic car, I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time on that. But being is the fact that we're putting a manual in it,
we got to do it so it can park on a hill.
We were fighting getting the e-brake cable loose from this junction point here that actually goes up to the pedal, and it's on top of the diff. So we decided just to drop the entire subframe to give us a little bit more room to try to get
so you
at
can
it.
mess with it more.
Yep. There we go. All right.
How about that?
Now you can drop it down a little bit more, Dustin.
How about that, Grayson?
All right.
You guys killed it already.
The Magnum subframe is out. Oh my.
Yeah, something tells me these axles wouldn't hold either. All right, so behind me here, this big giant pile is a complete front and rear subframe setup of a 2016 Hellcat Challenger. Now, the reason we are using this stuff rather than making our own is that with the front subframe and crossmember, that Redeye engine over there can bolt on to this front subframe with the factory motor mounts, brackets, all that good stuff. It is July 19th and we need to ship the car by like August 8th, so no big deal. We also have the factory Brembo brakes, the factory Bilstein shocks. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. Mission accomplished, question mark. With the factory crossmember I got from carparts.com, shout out to you guys. With this guy, we got the front stuff from basically a scrapyard place, and because buying an entire car is just not in my budget, so no. All right, here we are. Brembo brakes. These things are massive. Gonna stop that big old wagon. After stopping a few times, this will all clean itself off, hopefully. Along with that, we have our springs. I'm not sure about our ride height quite yet. I think it's gonna be just right when we put it in. If not, I'll find a different set of springs. Now, another great thing about doing it this way is that we have the factory Hellcat differential, the axles, and the hubs, and all that kind of stuff. So we can bolt on factory wheels, tires, that sort of thing from the Hellcat straight onto this without kind of figuring things out. Not to mention, due to supply chain issues nowadays, to get custom drive shafts made, or axles made, excuse me, 9 weeks.
Yeah.
9 weeks.
There's a local shop here that's we're hoping is going to be able to help us out.
Yeah, they're going to help us with the drive shaft for sure. Yeah. But the axles, the 2016 axles, we're going to see how they do. I think it'll be good. It'll be fine. Maybe. This just in, this came with a diff brace.
Yep.
So less likely to snap things.
Shocks are on a pivot right here, David. See?
Yep.
So you can
sway
that
them.
way.
So this guy goes here.
Yep.
And then the spring goes right here.
Yep. So if you pull that, I can guide this, and then as it comes down, I'll kind of adjust these and everything. And Grayson's gonna have to pull that shock out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So You gotta hold. Somebody's gotta hold that shock out of the way so Dustin can dump this thing.
I'm clear.
Let's get these brakes. You can get them all the way out of the way now, Justin.
Almost hit my head. Yep.
Keep going.
No way. No way.
All right. Where are we?
I'm really good right now.
We need to go that way just a hair. Stop.
We have adjustability over here. We have some space.
Let me look at the spring really quick.
Here is our subframe bolts.
You got the back of them?
Yep. Dude, awesome work, dude. Already.
Yeah, you can start feeding these in, I think.
Okay.
Because it's only this far away.
Yeah. Hashtag swap.
Yeah, we're done. Send it to Detroit right now.
Bolt in.
We're done.
If
this thing just bolts in,
Yeah.
wow, so much stress is taken off of us. How do you feel, Grayson?
I'm feeling good.
What do you say, Justin?
Okay.
It's so cool. It shouldn't be a thing.
I know.
Is that started?
I don't know. Justin,
Yeah.
will you go bump the lift down just a hair?
Yeah.
So basically what Grayson was saying is that it's gonna work, but we just gotta get some more leverage in there in order to get the bolts to start threading.
There you go.
So that's why 2 jacks.
Because my bolt started.
Yeah.
I figured if you get yours started, then we can go to his side and he can watch the board.
These were 8.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep. Yep. That's about it. Then Grace.
You already have it in?
Dude, look, it can bolt in.
It's just a bolt in?
Yeah.
Free mod, Cole.
Dude,
Yeah, a diff
okay,
brace.
where are the-
I was gonna order this, and thankfully didn't have to. It's on there.
that's awesome.
I know.
I feel like we need to do this more often. This needs to be like something that...
Yeah, dude, it just slammed right in.
I can't believe it. I thought we were gonna have to fabricate
Yeah.
stuff.
So you know what that
and, like,
means? The front cross member is going to slam right in too.
You say that now.
Don't, yeah, I was gonna say don't.
Yeah.
Don't jinx it.
I mean, it looks
Hey,
the
there's
same.
your,
so-
here's your,
That's a severe upgrade.
Mexican.
No, like,
Like,
in
look at that old diff right there. This one has like heat sinks on it and stuff. It's definitely seen a curb, which is fine.
Magnum.
No, it got drug around.
Yeah.
Me out,
Oh, that could have been it too.
It got drug around.
But look at how beefy the axles are. Like, that's
think I'm a-
freaking
I think I'm a
huge
Dodge
compared to
guy
the old
now.
ones.
well, Grayson, now that we're already here, which is crazy, what did you guys come up with for exhaust?
So, Dodge did an awesome job giving us some really nice high flowing headers out of the box. And we're just literally gonna we're gonna cut those off the old exhaust. That way we have the flanges, and we're gonna use the traditional donut like that came on it. And then we're gonna do some tricky 3-inch with the next pipe and all the way out the back. The bumper's already cut for duals, so it just seems so fitting to have duals on
And
it.
we're gonna turn downs.
And we're gonna have turn downs.
Yeah.
And there might be a little titanium, who knows?
Figure out how to.
I can't believe the shocks just went right in too. What you doing, Grayson?
We're about to evacuate the AC because that's the environmentally friendly thing to do. And I already have the intake manifold off. I have the ECU out with the bulkhead connector disconnected. Basically, as soon as I get the AC disconnected, I just have to get the power steering lines off and the heater core hoses, and then we should be able to drop the car, or raise the car up to drop the subframe. Oh, did you get sprayed?
Everyone okay?
Too much weight.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
We were out of whammy.
That wasn't good. I got our cam. Oh no! Our table! Well, Grayson, you've done an amazing job today.
Thank you.
You look like you've been through war. When you pulled the motor out, what was the biggest, like, difficult part?
I've never pulled one of these out, and I've never worked on a Mopar before. So their styles of hose clamps and their styles of fuel lines
gotta
and
get used
stuff
to
like
it.
that. Yeah, I just, as we were raising the chassis off the subframe, we just kind of had to check tensile strength and make sure you're not leaving anything hooked up. But we got it all out.
All right, so got some rest, well, a little bit. And along with that, we are back in the shop working on the Magnum once again. Today has been mostly kind of like an R&D day, researching parts, ordering parts, mainly for wheels and tires, because right now the supply chain for wheels and tires is understandably pretty intense. So thankfully, we're able to get a skinny up front and a slick in the back, or a radial in the back, excuse me, with some nice wheels. So we'll, you know, show those off once they get here.
Am I allowed to be on this one?
Yeah, mostly just spending money, like
Spending a lot of money.
way too much
Yeah.
money. But thankfully Dodge did give me an allowance of $10,000, full discretion, but it's very hard to
Yeah.
kind of do this with that budget.
Yeah, we soaked up a quarter of that just for the fuel system.
Fuel system, clutch, because I originally ordered an OEM clutch, but then we were like, yeah, but that's just gonna burn up. Maybe.
Yep. We're adding power, you know.
Because the OEM clutch is actually very good, but we're just gonna make sure that we're good launching this thing on the street. Basically had a conundrum of figuring out the heat exchanger stuff this morning. Since as of right now, not doing AC. Maybe down the road, the good thing is we can. But basically we were missing the front radiator for the heat exchanger system. And shout out to VMP Performance because they had some in stock that I actually use on some other projects. Another thing too is cosmetic stuff. I am doing a chrome delete on the front grills because if we're wrapping this thing blue, it'll have a nice contrast. We actually have, one second. This would not be a project, Hellcat project, without Hellcat emblems. So it's gonna be a nice contrast between that and that. I was gonna do these black, but now I think I'm gonna go for the nice, beautiful chrome on the... One of the things I'm gonna do, even though cosmetic things might not seem important right now, I'm much better at cosmetic things than I am at mechanical things. That's why Grayson is the homie and everybody else here at Offline Performance. We're very smart people. I'm gonna remove this rusty old trim first. Okay, maybe it won't be as hard as I thought to get this off. Yeah, yeet.
Yeet it.
Oh,
Look at that.
I thought it was gonna have to have a heat gun and everything.
Very nice.
There's some more. Oh wait, I'm gonna need like that pry tool over there. Yeet! Da-doo, da-doo, da-doo. We're gonna go from 2006 styling to a nice, sleek, clean 2022. And I'll probably use something like a adhesive remover off of this. I just scratched this paint off. Oh well, good thing we're wrapping it. Oh, oops. What'd you do? Yeah, bro. Please.
Oh!
Yo.
You just about took your
Teeth out.
Yeah.
Who driving this bus?
Who's driving this bus?
Oh yeah, it's just this guy over here. So guys, how's it going? I walked away for 5 minutes and you guys just were like, that looks fun.
A little PDI or whatever. PDR. PDR. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really
PDI.
we don't really have a proper jig, so
yeah.
We're just gonna kind of see. Oh, it's coming out though.
Yeah, we got it. We got it most of the way out. PDI.
Justin, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's just like a smidge over here.
Yeah.
But it's pretty close.
So the problem is with the creases, like the metal, like it folds in on itself and it creates like tension in itself. So when you pull them back out, you're always gonna have that like bacon strip looking deal from that crease right there.
So, good news. We got some brand spanking new upper control arms. Because, Grace, I don't think these are gonna do.
Yeah, they were a little rotted out. The ball joints were pretty worn. I mean, they're probably from 2007, so.
You have to remember that we're putting 1,000 horsepower with this too, bouncing.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Oh, okay, 900 wheel, that's what I'm guessing. What do you think? I think high 800s, 900 wheel.
Well, that crate comes out, what, 807?
807 crank.
Crank. And we're putting it to a manual, so I would say, yeah, probably 900 wheel.
Let's see. Okay, so what we have here is kind of the gas tank area. I know it's weird that I'm putting focus on this, but essentially it's really gross and everything. If we're gonna have a pretty color on this side, then it's gonna be really awkward when you open it up and it's all corroded and messed up. I just think about these little things because I'm a weirdo. But what I did was basically eliminate that by taking this and refurbishing this side. And I use the luxury Plastidip, believe it or not. And it makes really, really nice surface area. A little bit of flake actually, and it has a little bit of gloss, not too much. It's a nice satin color. I know during this clip you're gonna be like, David, why are you showing this part? It really doesn't matter that much. I wanna see Hellcat swap things. I'm waiting on parts, okay? And I need something to do, and seeing really ugly parts of a car, I like hurt internally. I like have to at least clean it up a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. Here is our luxury metal Plasti Dip. Actually used a coat of this on the grill delete as well, and looks really nice. All right, so first things first with this kind of stuff, you don't have to have perfect masking, because if you do a light dusting, it'll come right off. That's why this isn't crazy paint mask setup where you have, you know, everything masked off. But first thing is a nice dusting to create the bond of the rubber, because in the end, this stuff is a rubber bond. Always do it to spray. And that's it for step one. So while this is drying on its first coat, I'm gonna keep taking the eraser wheel to this adhesive and also 3M adhesive remover if it's still stubborn. I also accidentally peeled this paint off, so that's not good. All right, so we have the adhesive almost off. I'm gonna take adhesive remover, clean that up. Along with this, I'm about 4 coats deep in this. It's looking really good so far. Very, very happy with it. I gotta peel this quick while it's still wet. Ooh, this came out good. So basically we still have a ton of texture on the paint because unfortunately, during some of those times I was practicing with the eraser wheel, I knocked off a little bit of paint. So I'm gonna even it out with a little bit of sanding with some really fine grit, just to smoothen it out a little bit. And I'm just learning all sorts of things on this because I never used one of these either. And all my paint and body people are totally cringing right now. But if there's any car to practice on and goof off on, it's this one. Okay, so I did the other side. I've never actually sanded a car like body shop style. Shout out to Chris Tress, who paints all my cars. I don't feel like I did a terrible job. It's not great, not awesome, but not terrible. So to even everything out, because basically I was pulling paint off because of the trim with the adhesive, I just went in there, kept feeling it out, would do it a little bit more, kept feeling it out, do a little bit more, and overall, it's very, very smooth. And now I need to delete this very, very annoying pinstripe that has to go. All right, it's the next morning. What a day. We did a lot of things, even though it didn't really feel like we did a lot of things because so many parts have been missing. But thankfully tomorrow we have a decent shipping coming in, and then the day after that, we hopefully have a decent shipping coming in as well. It is a crazy logistical challenge to get this car done in this short of a time frame, especially with the accessories on the engine. We definitely need the accessories on the engine to make this work. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this build so far. And the next time we'll be doing some more cool stuff. And thank you to everybody supporting me on this build. But make sure to go to Roadkill Nights up in Michigan. It's gonna be a ton of fun. Link in the description below to buy tickets. Gonna be an amazing time. And on that note, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.